Hi guys, welcome to Máiréad Mondays. It is so great to see you guys, and I'm just putting on my earphones. And it's so what a day it's been. We've we have lost two greats in music today, guys. And the first person I just want to pay respects to is, of course, Ennio Morricone, who has, gone to a better place today. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. And, he was the most famous Italian composer, orchestrator, and conductor, and trumpet player as well. And Morricone composed over 400 classical works for cinema and television, 10 classical works, and over 70 award-winning films. So I usually play a collaboration video that I've done, and really at this time, but I think in respect to him, and also later on, of course, the great Charlie Daniels as well has departed, and we have a great tribute with the great Mark O'Connor and Maggie O'Connor later on, my very, very special guests that I'm so excited about. But for the moment, I'd love to play you this beautiful rendition of Nella Fantasia, because it is, of course, the wonderful Chloë Agnew, my special guest about 2 weeks ago, and she's only 14 in this video. And Nella Fantasia was based on the theme Gabriel's Oboe from the movie The Mission by Ennio Morricone. And this is a really beautiful rendition, and I hope you guys love it. And it's just to mark the legacy that this man has left us, and his wonderful music. And seeing as it's Celtic Woman's 15th anniversary, this is from the very first DVD we ever did. And Chloe is only 14 in this rendition, and her amazing dad, David Agnew, plays the beautiful oboe solo in the middle of it. And so I hope you enjoy this, and rest in peace, Ennio Morricone.
Nella Fantasia.
You know, I just thought it would be fitting and respectful to add that the great Ennio Morricone, and a beautiful rendition there by my fantastic pal Chloë Agnew, original of Celtic Woman, and her dad David Agnew on the oboe. And I just think it's so beautiful, isn't it, guys? It really, really is. And as D. Lore said in the comments there's some great music in heaven today, you know, Ennio Morricone and the great Charlie Daniels, and it's you know, there's going to be some amazing music here today. I am so very excited later on to bring on my very, very special guests, Mark and Maggie O'Connor. Oh my goodness, I'm such a fan of them both, and it's really a treat for me and for all the musicians out there, as well as all my family, and it's going to be a real treat. And just, you know, rest in peace to Ennio Morricone and Charlie Daniels. And you know, a lot of people have been asking me about Carl Nesbitt's new YouTube channel, and you know, Carl always has great tutorials on his YouTube channel. It's really, really fantastic, of course. And just to tell you a little bit about Carl, multi-instrumentalist, composer and producer, Carl Nesbitt is a prodigious talent by Irish Music magazine. A multi-instrumentalist, Carl is also an album producer, soundtrack composer, traditional music tutor, awarded the TTCT with distinction by Cultus Ceoltóirí Éireann, an honours alum of the CIT Cork School of Music Masters in Ireland. And since 2001, he has been involved in making 14 albums, 6 of which he has produced. Carl has performed far and wide at various events from Norway to China at European music festivals renowned for their reputations. And, you know, I think to showcase Carl's videos here on his YouTube channel, do like and subscribe because they're amazing, they're free, and also his lessons email is there as well. And this first clip actually are 2 great tunes called O'Connor's Trip to Parliament and Paddy Mills Reels. And I know you'll love these tunes. I love them too. And also Carl is playing a lot of instruments in this, and I think it just gives a good idea of what his YouTube channel is about. That is some playing. And, you know, I have another clip of Carl's playing on bodhrán with the great Tommy Kniff. And Tommy plays the box in this video. And this is the real deal, lads. It really is. You're going to enjoy this. These tunes are called Winnie Hayes's Jig, and it's followed by The Legacy. Hope you like it. Thanks everyone who have ordered from MairéadNesbittViolin.com and Solstice.shop. It's so great that you're supporting me there, and also the new supporters on Facebook as well. Thank you so very, very much. That's a new thing that I'm doing, and I really appreciate you coming on there for exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else. And also on my Cameo personalized messages too. I can't say the names of those orders because some of them are surprises for people, and they're great gifts as well. So thank you so very much for that. It's a great way to support your favorite artists. And this week's star orders too from MairéadNesbittViolin.com music shop is Hibernia, my solo CD Hibernia from Donald Sewell from Baltimore in USA. Thank you, Donald, thank you so very much for that. And Arlen Parsons from the UK, and that was at the end of last week. And Alan, you ordered the Fiddle tutorial from my mother Kathleen Nesbitt, and it is the most amazing book, and it has a 41 track CD as well, detailing ornamentation and loads more. And it's also signed by the author Kathleen Nesbitt and myself, so hoping you're going to enjoy that very, very much. Thanks so much, everybody.
thanks everyone for coming back to your lessons every week to MairéadNesbittViolin.com. It was great to see you all this week, and I'd love to thank from Scotland Becky Clark, Lisa Bybee from New Hampshire, USA, Brianna Leliver, Canada, Elizabeth Callahan, California, USA, Tiffany Moore, Chicago, USA, Kathy Thiberville, Texas, USA, and Catherine Rishtar, South Carolina, USA. Thank you so much, everybody. It was great to catch up with you all. And see you next week for your lesson. As always, I love doing a tune from my mother, Kathleen Nesbitt's Fiddle tutorial and CD, and it's available from my website, MairéadNesbittViolin.com. And I'm getting a bit of competition from nature. It's raining now, but I'm under an umbrella. And this reel is a lovely reel. It's on page 39 of the book, and it's called The Man of the House.
Hi everybody. So I think we have a Celtic spell for today. So the one I've picked for today is this structure here. It's called a fairy fort, and basically it's a prehistoric kind of structure in Ireland. A tradition claimed that ring forts were fairy forts, imbued with druid magic and believed in the fairies and did not alter them. And the early pre-Celtic inhabitants of Ireland, known as the Tuatha De Danann, came to be seen as mythical and were associated with the stories of fairies or good people. And over the centuries, these archaic ruins became known as places of magic. According to superstition, these mysterious structures were recognized as the home of the good people, in other words, the fairies. And these devious little creatures were greatly feared by the Irish people from all walks of life, from peasants to poets and even presidents. So you've heard the phrase, away with the fairies. Well, there are hundreds of stories warning people of the dangers of interfering with fairy forts. Almost every rural town in Ireland has its own unique tales of people who had disappeared, having not shown a fairy fort its due respect. Consequently, most people went to great lengths to avoid not vexing the fairy folk. For example, Up until the 1960s, new roads would often be rerouted because workmen refused to build through a ferry fort. So there you go. If you're ever in Ireland and you come across a ferry fort, be very, very careful and treat it with respect. And that's my Celtic spell for today. And guys, I'm just so excited. I'm going to be giving a long intro to these iconic players coming up next, my very special guests, Mark and Maggie O'Connor. And here's a beautiful picture of Mark and Maggie, and they that's a picture from their duo album. And really, I just want to read a little bit, not a little bit, actually quite a lot, about Mark O'Connor and Maggie O'Connor, one of the most spectacular journeys in recent American music, the New York Times. The audience was on its feet cheering for the only musician today who can reach so deeply, first into the refined, then the vernacular, giving his listeners a complex, sophisticated piece of early 21st century classical music, and then knocking them dead with the brown dirt whine of a Texas fiddle, the New York Times. Mark O'Connor began his creative journey at the feet of American fiddling legend Benny Thomasson and the iconic French jazz violinist Stéphane Grappelli. He has melded these influences into a new American classical music and is perpetuating his vision of an American school of string playing with the O'Connor method. Mark O'Connor has won multiple Grammys, 7 CMA awards, as well as several national fiddle, guitar and mandolin championship titles. It is just amazing. His fiddle concerto has become the most performed violin concerto composed in the last 15 years. He has authored a series of educational books called The O'Connor Method and is now the fastest growing violin method in the country. The O'Connor Method features American music styles, creativity, cultural diversity, and Western classical technical training. Duo performances feature my next very special guest, also his wife, violinist Maggie O'Connor, and together they have appeared as guest soloists with orchestras and appeared in violin duos worldwide. Maggie and her husband's first recording project together is titled Duo, in which, according to Deep Roots magazine, as a technician and an expressive player, she is formidable. She has it all. What is so special about her, apart from the sheer soulfulness in the music she makes, is the uncanny sense of playing off of and with Mark, knowing when to assert herself and when to be empathetic and supportive. Growing up in a musical family in the suburbs of Atlanta, Maggie started playing the violin at age 7 in the family band, and concurrently she took classical violin lessons. Playing music with her family band is where Maggie began to develop an ear for arranging, recording, group playing and improvisation, skills that she has embraced throughout her musical life. Maggie continued her professional training at the Peabody Institute of the Johns Hopkins University, where she studied with violinist Herbert Greenberg, earning bachelor's and master's degree in violin performance with distinction. Maggie also performs as a member of the Grammy Award-winning Mark O'Connor Band, as well as in the duo with her husband, violinist and composer Mark O'Connor. With a unique background in both traditional classical violin training and American musical styles, Maggie continues her mission to show that violinists can and should participate in everything the instrument has to offer. Through the Mark O'Connor Band, Maggie has performed at the 59th Grammy Awards ceremony in 2017, where the group also won Best Bluegrass Album of the Year. And I have the most beautiful video of Mark and Maggie O'Connor, my very, very special guests today, before I bring them on the program. And they are just absolutely incredible. And I know you're all going to absolutely love this. This is called Jerusalem Ridge. How amazing was that, guys? Wow. Woo! Absolutely incredible, incredible, incredible. And it's my absolute honor to welcome Mark and Maggie O'Connor. So great to see you guys. Hi.
All right, how are you doing? Thanks for having us.
Oh my goodness, that is what a great tune. It's you guys just meld together. It's just so beautiful and so great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Oh my goodness. And you've been doing amazing things, both of you, with the quarantine type of thing that's we're all dealing with at the moment. And you've been doing the amazing concerts every Monday night, and maybe you might tell us a bit more about these.
Yeah, so as we went into, quarantine, stay-at-home orders here in North Carolina, that's where we are right now, Charlotte, North Carolina,
Yes.
at our home, we started thinking about doing more things online, like similar to what you're doing, right, as well. And so we started putting together, equipment and gear to do live performances. And now we call those Mondays with Mark and Maggie O'Connor. And we just started a few weeks ago. And actually, we'll do one this evening at 9 Eastern. And
Yeah.
we're going to have a special guest on tonight, too, a wonderful violinist who was featured in the new production of Fiddler on the Roof, Kelly Hall Tompkins. And
Fantastic.
yeah, we'll do one show by ourselves, and then the next show with a guest that will stream in, and this
Yeah.
is live. So you're seeing really what our stage is, our new stage in the new norm, I guess, for the foreseeable future. And,
Absolutely.
we've been enjoying it though.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And I just want to, show people a highlight actually from last week. And by the way, Mark and Maggie, I have my ticket for tonight and I can't wait. So I'm on for tonight to watch Mondays with Mark and Maggie. Don't forget, everybody, it's at 9 p.m. EST. But also, as we were talking about before when we were sound checking this, Mark and Maggie, there's an encore performance tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST for everyone, at the other side of the pond, which is fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. So we rebroadcast the show one time, and then that's it. And to watch the shows, they're ticketed. So you go to my website's homepage, markoconnor.com, and they're just $15 for the show, or $40 for a block of 4. And so it's a way for us to, perform and work a little bit,
Yeah.
and try to stay afloat. But we've really been enjoying it because it's, performing is in our nature, it's in our blood. We've been both doing it since we were kids, and I'm sure you have too, Máiréad. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to be able to do. And we have found that, performing, even in this setting, really gets the endorphins running. You feel like it's a real performance. You're making a connection with the audience, and it's not necessary for the artist to hear applause or anything like that. I mean, it's part of the communication. Yes, it's some
Yes.
kind of a response maybe, but I just enjoy the idea that you're performing and you're making a connection through the music. I mean, I think that's what we all have practiced for, and as musicians and artists really live for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a good point, Mark, that you make there. Obviously, an audience gets your energy going, and it's more like a projection outwards. And now with this new normal, I think it's a time to reflect on our, all the musicality that we're doing, and it gives us a chance to kind of be creative in a different way. So it's really amazing what you both are doing. It's fabulous, and I want to play a highlight reel just to give people an idea in case they haven't been lucky enough to see some of this yet. So I'm just going to play it now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mondays with Mark and Maggie. And we are coming to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Something above, it'll serve you well.
So Wildflowers is another one of our favorites. So maybe we'll do that next week.
Woo! Maggie, who's the cat?
That is our secret weapon. That is
Aw,
Steffi Grappelli is her name.
what a
She
great
is the
name.
real star
How
of our show.
Yes, my goodness, what a great name. And I can't wait to see the concert tonight. And I know everybody is going to go flocking now as well. If they haven't done so already, they will. And to get the opportunity to hear your brilliant playing, both of you. And you've got loads of exciting things happening at the moment. The O'Connor method has gone digital. All books has gone digital, and this is just so incredible.
Yeah, it's something that I began to author about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And essentially the method is complete. I'm just working on extra repertoire books
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, we have violin and slash fiddle, viola and cello and orchestra, string orchestra, and it's been really wonderful to be able to, harness American rich tradition in string playing, which has been completely overlooked in academia
Yeah.
and in most schools, and because we've got just such a rich resource of humanity and culture, um, and especially African American music, for instance.
Yes.
The blues and the spirituals and the ragtime and jazz, and I mean it's quite incredible. And the violin, the fiddle was central to all this music right from the very beginning for hundreds of years, and so we wanted to, I think, put our best foot forward and have
Yeah.
a methodology of learning that included creativity and improvisation, as well as note reading and learning formally as far as Western technique. So, and Maggie is like a great ally in this. We
Yes.
co-host the camps. Do you want to tell them about our new
Yeah.
format for the string camp?
Yes.
Yeah.
So normally we have our string camp in Charlotte, North Carolina every summer, the last week of July. And this year, because of the pandemic, we're going to do it virtually, which we're actually really excited about it because we can reach people anywhere in the world, really. We have people from Australia, where
Yeah.
else? Finland,
France, Spain.
And all different parts of the United States, even Alaska.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that can't normally come are actually registering for our virtual camp. And since our living room is now a stage, we're perfectly equipped to teach some seminars in this setting. And then you can also get private instruction for the week, which
Yes.
normally we don't have at our regular physical camp. So there's really a lot to gain from it. And there's so many incredible teachers too that specialize in different styles, and they're going to be teaching out of the O'Connor method books, and there's so many different styles within those books to focus on as well, and it's for all ages, all levels. Registration's still open, and we also have teacher training. Mark and I host teacher training as well, so teachers that want to become certified in the O'Connor method books 1 and 2, they can take our class and get a certificate and be listed on our website. So it's a really unique opportunity, and we're just adjusting to the way things are now.
Exactly. And I mean, just from this photo here, the O'Connor method, it goes virtual from July 27th to the 31st. And that is absolutely incredible. What a resource for people who are going to be able to log on there and register, and it's just so great. And everything, of course, is on markoconnor.com, which I had great fun going through, and also the tickets are there as well for the concerts as well. So it's just really fabulous what you're both doing, and we're just so delighted that you're on here so that we can talk about all these things, because it's just so important to have the indigenous music of the country brought forth. We have the same thing that my mother Kathleen Nesbitt did in Ireland, for instance, and it's just very important to have the traditional music of the country in all its diversity in the complete method, which is really a great achievement.
Yes, of course, my forefathers came from Ireland.
Well, with a name like O'Connor, of course.
Yep. My great grandfather came over during the potato famine and settled in St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay. And they began to homestead, eventually led to running ranches and growing crops. And they started to migrate west. They ended up in Montana, where my father was born, on the ranch. And then he was, of the 14 siblings, my dad was the city boy. And he decided to leave the ranch for his older brothers and he went to Seattle, and that's where I was born. Wow. So, it's like a great Irish tradition. And musically speaking, Irish music is a huge influence to American fiddling, of course. The reels turned into hoedowns,
Yes.
And the jigs turned into ragtime with the African six, and it was an incredible story. So musically, we feel, like you're a sister to us, and we're glad to be here with you.
Oh my goodness, Mark. Well, I think you guys went to Ireland at one stage. Did I see that sometime? Did you guys go to Ireland at some stage? Like it was a few years ago? Not yet?
I played there 5 different times.
Yes, I knew that. Yes, almost like full circle.
The first time was with Doc and Merle Watson.
Wow.
When I was really young, and we played at the National Concert Hall in Dublin.
Yes.
I'm sure you've played there.
Yes, I have, and it's beautiful there, Mark. It really is, and I'd say they were so delighted to hear you.
It was incredible, and I guess more recently, it's been a few years, I took my son on a trip to Ireland to rediscover our own roots there in Doolin in County Clare.
Wow.
And we discovered the old O'Connor Castle, which is in ruins. It's about 6 stories, and it was taken over by the English in the early 1500s.
Yeah.
But that was where our clan was from. And so, it's amazing history. I love the musical connection, all the way through.
Absolutely. And, there's great music from County Clare there, and so great music. And I think, it's wonderful what you and Maggie are doing to bring, all these different elements together musically in the O'Connor method, and also in your duo performances. And, you know, I have a beautiful video of you guys playing. And don't worry, folks, Mark and Maggie are going to play live. I know you're all waiting for that. I know, but I also got a beautiful video of you playing Amazing Grace with the Singapore Orchestra, Symphony Orchestra, and it's so beautiful. And how was it like being there and playing with them, Mark and Maggie?
Oh my goodness, that was such a special performance for us because that was really the first. I mean, I guess it was technically the second time we'd ever performed together, but it was the first really big concert that we did together, and that was
It's
a really magical trip for us. And the orchestra was incredible. That instead of having traditional orchestral instruments like violins, violas, cello, bass, and the whole wind section and everything, they had all Chinese instruments. So they had the erhus instead of the violins, and they had these big mouth organs instead of like tubas and pipas and all these incredible. Is it pipa or pika?
yeah,
Pipas,
yeah.
pipas, yes.
really
And just
beautiful.
incredible musicianship as well, and they were just so wonderful to work with, and they actually converted Mark's orchestral arrangements to their Chinese orchestra, and so the sound was just so unique and so magical.
And very authentic sounding, I would think, you know, very haunting. And I'd love to play that now. And you can have a little time to relax before you play for us. And, you know, this is such a beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace. And I think it's fitting today. And I know that we're going to do play another tribute as well. Mark, to your dear friend who has departed today. Maybe you will say a few words about that as well now, if you like.
Yes, well, today we've learned that we've lost Charlie Daniels,
Yeah.
a big fiddle hero of mine since I was a kid. And, you know, years ago I got to do an album called Heroes, and it featured all my childhood fiddle and violin heroes on the
Oh,
album,
wow.
playing duets with me. And with Charlie, we got to do a remake of his famous Devil Goes Down to Georgia, and we call it Devil Comes Back to Georgia.
Yes.
And after the news came in today, and I told Maggie, I said, I just can't believe that
Yeah.
I got to be able to do that with him. Like, of all the players, you know, all the fiddlers in the
Of
world
course.
that I got to experience, to dive in on a new adaptation of his great hit, that he let me share that, you know. I mean, so yeah, we have the video of it that we did back then on the album release. It was nominated. The song was nominated for Grammys and CMAs. So it was definitely award-winning collaboration. But
Yeah.
what an end of an era with that country rock fiddling
Yeah.
that had so much energy. And you know, it was the energy part, I think, the real kind of sassy type of, you know,
Yes.
of fiddling that really inspired some of my style, you know.
Yes.
And so
So
Charlie's gone, and
yeah.
the end of an era. And who else could have done that? I mean, there is no other person that did
Yeah.
what he did
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the country, especially the country rock fiddling thing. It's
Of
like, I mean,
course.
it's just an incredible kind of contribution that that he stands alone in.
Absolutely. And you know what a video. And we'll play that first now, just in respect. And you know, it's just such a great video. And you know what? It really celebrates the man himself, and you know, all and you guys and all the heroes in it. And let's play it.
since the devil laid his fiddle at Johnny's feet, and it burned inside his mind the way he suffered that defeat. In the darkest pits of hell, the devil hatched an evil plan to tempt the fiddle player, for he's just a mortal man. The sin of pride, the devil cried, is what will do you in.
I thought we had this settled. I'm the best it's ever been.
Johnny, did you ever know the time keeps marching on? The coldest hour is the one comes just before the dawn. The devil's back in Georgia, will you stand up to the test? Or will you let the devil be the best?
Truth is, I hadn't played much since the baby came in June. But give me half a minute and I'll get this fiddle back in tune.
The devil grabbed the golden fiddle out of Johnny's hand and said,
"Boy, I'm the fiddle player underground, but now walk upon the land." Just be turning back if you want this boy to win, cause practice is the only cure for the predicament he's in.
Now, devil, it would be a sin for you to get my bow, so you go on back to hell to the woodshed. I will go.
Johnny, are you practicing, or will your hands grow cold? The devil walks the land and plays a fiddle made of gold. Can you hear the babe a-crying? Will he ever know? The devil wants his daddy's very soul.
Thank you for letting God's own word ring true. He said you can't be trusted.
Yeah, so what you gonna do?
Well, you get your fiddle, devil, if you think that you can win. Cause I beat you once, you old dog, and I can whip your butt again.
John Brown screamed, the devil is red. My little baby loves shortening bread. Devil screams that he can win, but Johnny is the best that's ever been.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Mark, that must have been something else to do that.
Yeah, it was surreal, you know.
And you're on a skateboard as well, of course.
Wow, we had to get that in there.
You had to get that in there. Absolutely. There's no one else that can do that. Maggie, can you, I certainly can't. If I went near a skateboard, I'd break every bone in my body, probably.
Mark taught me, actually, when we were in Singapore, we got some longboards. And so I know how to longboard, kind of. I wear a lot of padding, but I don't even try to play. He can still do it. He can still play.
I bet he can.
We have it on video.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, it's such an honor to have you both here. I don't want to keep you too much longer because you're doing your concert and I'm going, and I know lots of people are going to go. And again, get your tickets on markoconnor.com, everybody, for Mondays with Mark and Maggie, 9 p.m. EST tonight and 1 p.m. EST tomorrow. So, what would you like to play, guys?
Well, we've got something picked out for you called Emily's Reel, and it's it's a reel that I composed, and so there's definitely some kind of influence from the Irish, and I composed it for Yo-Yo Ma's daughter, the famous cellist, who
Yes.
lives in your town, where you're
Wow.
broadcasting from, right?
Yes, yes.
And and her name is Emily. So at the time, she was a little 10-year-old budding violin student, and so this is a tune for her. And then Yo-Yo liked it so much that he wanted to record it, and so we recorded it on Appalachian Journey, which won
Yes.
awards and was a big selling album for me.
Absolutely. I love that work. Beautiful.
You want us to play it now?
I play
Okay.
play Emily's Reel. Absolutely. This is going to be amazing, guys. All right. Goodness. Oh my goodness. And that is absolutely fantastic. Oh, that absolutely fantastic. Emily's Reel. It has a very much of an Irish flair to it. It does.
Totally.
Great, thank you. Thanks for having us do it. And when we talked about guesting on your show, and you wanted us, to consider playing a tune, I thought, we're perfectly set up for this. we should do it, So,
Yeah.
so you now have the kind of sound that we have and the look and all the cameras and everything. So it's fun. So you get a little glimpse of our Mondays with Mark and Maggie.
Absolutely. And what an honor, what an absolute honor to be with you both, guys. And you both are just absolutely stunning. I'm a huge fan of you both. And all my family are watching from Ireland as well. And they'll be going to your
Now,
concerts as well.
you come from a big musical family with brothers,
Yes, my
and
sister and my
Maggie
brothers.
comes from a musical family too. So you guys
Absolutely.
got that a lot in common.
Yeah. We should all get together sometime, the whole lot of us,
Yes.
when this thing is over, the social distance session or something. Oh my goodness. I am going to play you out with the beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace, which we talked about earlier. And I just want to thank you so very much, Mark and Maggie, again, for being with us today. It was an absolute honor and a pleasure.
Thanks for having us, and let's dedicate this Amazing Grace to the memory of Charlie Daniels
Yeah.
and his family who's mourning their loss.
Yes.
And he loved Amazing Grace,
Oh.
in all its versions. So this is our unique version from Singapore with the Singapore Chinese Orchestra.
Fantastic. And thank you so much. Lots of love to you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace for the great Charlie Daniels and his family, and rest in peace, and also Ennio Morricone as well. Great music in heaven today, and I have something more for you. So let's see what we have next.
As always, I love to finish up with a tune on the viola, and this tune is from my mother Kathleen Nesbitt's Fiddle tutorial, and it's from the Thurlock O'Carlin section in the book. Thurlock O'Carlin, of course, is the famous Irish harper, and he has the most amazing compositions, and this is one of them, and it's on page 130 in the book, and it's called Lord Inchiquin.